get back to the Discord channel so that people can actually hear you. There we go. Here you are, Jesse.
I was silent?
Yeah, because I forgot to switch the Discord channels.
Oh. How dare you?
I don't know. I'm such a terrible friend. Like, how could I ever do this to you? This is so... Why is my YouTube control panel not showing up?
Who knows?
It says we're streaming. Did I not? Jesse, is our...
YouTube? Our stream starting soon picture is up now.
Okay.
So I think we are live.
Okay. I guess OBS is like, yeah, I don't really like you anymore. So we're just gonna not show up on the control panel, I guess. Thanks, YouTube. I really appreciate it. Oh, man. I'm so excited for this one because I have so many thoughts from both series, actually, and not just the one. Because, you know.
Uh-huh.
Now I just gotta find a oh. Oh.
You already found one?
I might have. And that would be a hilarious pose.
Well, that was easy.
Could I pull it off with what I want to draw, though, is a problem. Maybe. I might be able to do it, I think. Can I at least... Tragic.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, Jess. It's gonna be great for me just because I know what I'm drawing and nobody else in chat knows what I'm drawing. And it's gonna be like, once people start to figure out what I'm drawing, it's gonna be the greatest freaking thing ever. I'm so excited to see people's reactions to that. Like, you have no idea. Well, I mean, you do, but that's because you know me. So it's gonna be a little hard just because of, like, the body types and the difference in them. But I think I can still pull it off. I guess we'll find out.
We will. Oh, what the hell?
Okay.
Oh, I have things to talk about.
Man, so do I.
Oh, good.
You don't even know. You don't even
know so.
I might have to actually reduce the size of this just so it all fits on the same page. Gasp. Revelation.
Le gasp.
Revelation. Man, when you see...
I can't wait.
When you see just the skeleton pose of this, I can't wait. I can't wait to see your reaction. I'm so excited for it. It definitely needs adjusting, for sure, but... Man, am I excited to show you. Okay. Let me adjust. I might have to actually move this again. Wow. And again. This is absolutely wild.
Boy, this better be good.
Yep, sure.
All this giggling you're doing, this better be on the realm of Bubblegum Leon.
Oh my god, the Bubblegum Leon Yeah, that was a great gag too. I do have to say though, I know I overuse that artwork a lot, but the artwork of the gag artwork I did of the Millennium Falcon with Han Solo, Chewbacca, Luke, and Obi-Wan with the sandworm in the background, still one of my all-time favorite gag prints.
It's so funny.
Because the more you look at it, the worse it gets.
I wouldn't say the worse it gets. I think the more you look at it, the better it gets.
Oh, all right. Well, on that note, we probably should start stream since it is 5 minutes past.
Yeah, I think we should.
And I have to show everybody the skeleton pose I have this character in. So before we get into all of that, welcome back, everybody, to the panel protagonists. I'm Melly.
I'm Jess.
Today we're going to talk about something that I am super excited about because I have so many things to say about it. We are going to talk about Star Wars, Tales of the Jedi, and Tales of the Empire. And I gotta say that the fact that they did both sides instead of just the Jedi like they could have done, oh, chef's kiss. So
the characters that they picked for these two.
Yeah, exactly. I do have thoughts about Tales of the Jedi, but
I'm sure you do.
We can get to that when we get there. Before you go into breaking news, I want to tell everybody in chat that there is a guessing game, but you're not fighting Jessie about it because I kind of told her what I was going to do because I thought it was funny to think about and I could not get it out of my head. So
it's pretty funny.
It's being done. So here's how it's going to go. You have to guess the character, and the character will be worth 150 points. If you can guess the theme, and not just like the theme, but the fandom it's based off of, I'll grant you 200 points. So you have a potential of 350 points if you're in the Confab Corner Discord server. So, level up, maybe.
And if you're not in the Discord server and you just guess this outright, you just get bragging rights because I'm going to be impressed.
I would be pretty impressed if anybody guessed the fandom it's based off of. I would be laughing once somebody realizes the character. So, without further ado, here is the skeleton pose for this one character. Give it a second, there's always a delay.
Yes. YouTube streaming is weird like that.
It's very sketchy, so it might be a little hard to see at first, but once you realize, it's gonna be glorious.
Okay. I'm looking at a bare bones.
Yep. That is exactly what it is, but it's okay because I gotta go back in and touch it up a little bit more. So
Do that.
With that, I shall hand it to Jessie for Jessie's breaking news.
Okay. So as you all may or may not have heard, if you've been following some CES and or games industry news, there's been a lot going on this week because there were some things going on at CES, and if you're a member of the Nintendo, any of them, subreddits, and we're losing our minds over there. Just, if you're not a member of those subreddits, then now is not a good time to join, because we're all kind of going a little bit batty. But I wanted to just kind of update a story that I brought into the breaking news segment last week, and then also bring forward some new things that happened that are fresh from CES, and then actually something that broke yesterday while we were all sleeping. Yeah, and I just learned about it this morning. So, at our stream last week, I had mentioned that CES was coming up, and I expected someone like an NVIDIA to leak something.
Use your news anchor voice, Jess.
Because it's happened in the past, right? That's what I said. It happened, but it wasn't NVIDIA. It was somebody else.
Who should not
And
be named.
no, I'm going to name them because they deserve to be named. It's all over the internet. You can find it really fucking easy. And I think it's funny now, the way that it's shaken up. So, it was like the second day of CES. They did not wait very long to do this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The company is named Genki. Genki. Genki.
Genki desu.
They are an accessory manufacturer.
Oh.
All these leaks have come from accessory manufacturers so far.
Doesn't surprise me, but okay.
Yeah. And to the second day show floor of CES, they brought what they were claiming was a mock-up of the Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I posted this to our subreddit, and I almost didn't because what they brought to the show floor was definitely 3D printed, and I looked at this thing and I thought, some of this just doesn't feel right. I don't know about any of this. There's something here that just doesn't feel Nintendo worthy, but I'm gonna post it anyway. So I did. And this thing was all over the internet, and attendees to CES were very, very excited about this mock-up. Genki has said that it attracted way more attention than they thought it was going to. I don't know why you thought that. That's a stupid thing to think.
Oh.
You're trying to.
Wow, okay.
You're trying to leak the form of the most anticipated console release of the last, I don't know, 8 years. I don't think that they thought far enough ahead about this one. Whatever you brought, if you slapped the Switch 2 label on it, it was going to have a lot of eyeballs on it. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
This thing attracts a lot of attention. The internet is just gobbling all of this up.
Well, of course, because internet.
A couple of days goes by. More leaks start happening.
Oh.
An actual render, we think, gets leaked by a guy from Samsung.
Oh.
And this one we're pretty sure is credible. It's not been proven or disproven one way or the other, but this one's not 3D printed. It looks for all the world like this is the real deal, and the leaker behind it is very credible. The use your news anchor voice. I can't just whip out the news anchor voice at will. So yesterday, last night, Nintendo finally made a statement to the Japanese arm of CNET. So not just to anyone, to CNET.
Okay.
And the Nintendo official that spoke with CNET said, let's see if I can find the exact quote, said, okay, quote, "The gaming hardware that Genki presented as Nintendo hardware at CES is unofficial and was not provided to the company by us." End quote.
Suspicious, but okay.
So Nintendo said that last night to games journalists at CNET.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly afterwards, Genki was forced, probably at the behest of someone at Nintendo, to walk back everything they said at CES, and I'm sure the person responsible for what they said at CES
Oh.
is feeling all kinds of shame. Shame that I would not wish on anyone. Because what they had to say was, yeah, we have never actually seen a Switch 2, and we just based our mock-up on the leaks that the rest of the internet has seen. Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
Anyone with a 3D printer could have done what they did.
True. Why did they
I
do
think
it
it's
then?
funny. Because they wanted the attention, I guess? I don't
They wanted clout.
but at the time, when they brought this thing to CES, they were like, we swear this thing is based on a real Switch 2, and we're using it as the model for the accessories that we're building for the Switch 2, and come and look at our stuff. They've never seen a Switch 2.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Genki is making accessories for the Switch 2.
Well, they sure as hell ain't now.
They're probably not going to now.
Jeez.
But it just added to the...
You can't just, do that and then not expect there to be repercussions.
No, you can't. But it's just added to the whole swath of leak dumps that have happened in especially the subreddits over the last 2 weeks. You know, credible or otherwise. Some of them are so stupid. But some of them, like this Samsung one, appear to be legitimate. So, as always, I will keep on the lookout for that.
For more tea involving the Switch 2?
Yep, more tea. There has been a suggested leak of a reveal time frame, and now we're thinking Nintendo's probably going to reveal it before the end of January. I did see someone suggest perhaps before the Xbox event this month, which off the top of my head I don't know when that is. I don't have any stock one way or the other in those suggestions. I'm still kind of leaning towards Nintendo's already told us they'll announce it before the end of March. That probably means Nintendo's gonna announce it at the end of March. Unless they tell us otherwise, but yeah. Keep
on keeping on.
Your eyes peeled. Yeah. Keep it right here for more Switch 2 leaks and news.
Only on the Jessie channel.
Yeah, there you go. How's my news anchor voice? Okay. Next bit of gaming segment.
Oh shit, there's more!
There is. Shadows was delayed again.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, honestly, with it being Ubisoft.
Poor Ubisoft. I'm so sorry, Ubisoft.
Are you though?
There are genuinely people that want to play this game. I think. But yeah, that's they delayed it the first time because they said it wasn't ready yet. Now they're saying that they just want to polish it some more. Mm-hmm. I think it's probably still not ready.
Yeah, I think they're like, I think they're just trying to buy time because they haven't you're right, that they just have not finished it, and they don't want to admit that they didn't finish it, so.
Yeah. This is the worst financial year on Ubisoft's books ever. So I think they need something. They need a win. And they're thinking this is going to be it. But if you need a win, Assassin's Creed may not be it for you anymore, Ubisoft. You may need to go out and pull a new IP out of the hat, or one that you haven't done 6 times.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea for him. For them.
I think it's more than 6 at this point. I've lost track.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
Also, probably.
Yeah. Okay, last bit of news, and then we can get into today's topic.
Oh.
Kingdom Hearts fans. Were given, depending on your level of looking into this, either a heart attack or a shot of adrenaline on Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. The developer of... I'm sorry, he's the game director. The game director of Kingdom Hearts tweeted something for the 15th anniversary of one of the games is called Birth by Sleep, and I'm not sure if that was a spin-off of 3.
It's a spin-off of something, but I couldn't tell you. I'd have to see it again. I
don't know.
Kenneth has played it.
Kingdom Hearts is hard for me to follow. Anyway, it was the 15th anniversary of that game. And in his tweet, he was giving this explanation of the epilogue of that game. And at the end of the tweet, it said, "That's a story for another time."
Oh.
And apparently that was enough of a tease for people who have been chomping at the bit for Kingdom Hearts 4 to be like, oh my god, he teased Kingdom Hearts 4. Maybe we'll get it in 10 years.
Yeah, jeez.
Because that's how long it's been, I think, or maybe longer than that. It feels like it's been a while. But yeah, that happened this week. Potential Kingdom Hearts 4 tease. It's only been a couple of years since we got that teaser trailer at gosh, what was it? The very last E3? That might have been.
My Sanctuary.
And all it showed was Sora asleep on a couch. That was all we got. But that was enough to keep the Kingdom Hearts fans alive.
Oh.
Yep. There we go. Wow. That's the breaking news for right now. But probably what's going to happen is an hour after we get off of stream today, something else will happen, because that's exactly what happened last week.
Oh.
Thanks. Thank you, Switch 2 Leaks.
Oh, okay. Well. It's like I have nothing else to say.
I had to take a sip of water, sorry. Fun fact, you've never played any Kingdom Hearts. That's okay.
I
played the first one, and that's it.
I played a very tiny bit of one, and that was it. And then Ken took over, and then I was like, oh, okay, he's just gonna outclass me, and that's exactly what he did. He outclassed me.
Yeah, I don't remember how far I got in the first one, but it wasn't that far. All right. So today, we are going to talk about 2 Star Wars animated series.
Woo!
That I just feel like, in general, probably some people, a lot of people, didn't watch because they were kind of under the radar. I don't remember a single bit of advertising for these, even on Disney Plus. I don't remember any advertising for these.
I Yeah, I couldn't even tell you either because I'm not entirely sure either.
Yeah. And it's just, they're based on characters that you would have had to have watched some of the other shows to even
Yeah,
understand,
you would have to have
especially,
watched in some part season 5 of the Clone Wars, and you'd
or
have to
Rebels,
or
or
Rebels,
um,
the
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian,
Yeah.
or
So,
Ahsoka.
or Ahsoka, yeah, but that came out afterwards,
No, no,
didn't it? I'm pretty sure it did.
no. I know, but we're talking about shows that you would have to watch to like understand.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, so it's technically two series, but I'm gonna lump them together. I think it's really just one series with 2 seasons. It's called
Yeah,
Tales of the
it's
Jedi
yeah.
and Tales of the Empire. 6 seasons, 6 episodes.
6
That's weird.
seasons.
Yeah. 6 seasons.
That's a lot of
That'd be kind of nice, though.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't mind.
It would
They're
have
so
been
short.
would have been something. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Very, very short episodes. You can actually...
Tales of the Empire. Okay.
Tales of the Empire.
The Empire.
Each episode's like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's really not that long. You could
No,
literally like watch it.
I watched all of Tales of the Jedi in about an hour and a half before work.
I think I'm pretty sure I binged that show like hardcore.
Oh yeah, it's easily bingeable in one afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're both good. Tales of the Jedi is more prequel. Tales of the Empire is very much more sequel.
Yes, I absolutely 100% agree with that.
Mm-hmm. So each season focuses on primarily 2 characters.
Yeah.
Tales of the Jedi focuses primarily on Ahsoka.
Our best girl, yep.
Yep, and Count Dooku.
Our best Sith, yep.
And then Tales of the Empire focuses on Morgan Elsbeth, a character that was introduced to us first in The Mandalorian. And then Barriss Offee, who was a character that technically was introduced in a book first, but as an animated live character, she was introduced in the Clone Wars first. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you want to talk about Jedi first or Empire first?
Let's talk about Jedi, because that was the first one that came out.
Okay. So, like I said, 6 episodes apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Tales of the Jedi begins with a very cute baby Ahsoka.
Oh my god. So cute.
And, oh, sorry, everyone. Before I start talking, spoilers for both of these if you haven't yet seen them.
Should I put up the tag, honestly?
Yeah.
You think so?
If you have it ready.
Let me just... I know I have it. Oh, there it is. Boom! In your face! Actually,
I mean, all of this is not going to really spoil anything because both of these are just providing some backstory for these characters that we get hints at in these other shows anyway. So if you've watched Clone Wars, if you've watched The Mandalorian, even especially for Count Dooku, if you've watched all of the movies,
which most of everybody has, honestly.
Yeah, you get a glimpse of some of this. So it's not, none of this is groundbreaking, earth-shattering, lore surprises,
Right.
but it's just fleshing out of some of their, except for Morgan. Um, there's one thing for Morgan's backstory, but since she was a new character, um,
Yeah,
was
that was an interesting
not,
thing
I'm
about
gonna
that.
say not heavily present in her time in the shows
Mm-hmm.
that she had. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So, Tales of the Jedi starts in the year that Ahsoka is born, and you find out that her life was very solitary there on. Do you remember the name of that planet she's born on?
I know she's a Togruta, but I don't remember the planet. No.
Okay. Her planet looks super nice, by the way.
Yeah, it's like
It looks
a very sprucey, evergreen like setting. Not
yeah,
quite
it's like
mountainous, but it was definitely very peaceful.
yeah.
Like
And she's a baby Jedi. She acquires a very large pet cat.
which I think is hilarious.
Yep. And then Ahsoka's the first episode, and then it moves swiftly on from Ahsoka
Mm-hmm.
to Count Dooku at the tail end of his time with the Jedi Order, and when he's still got Qui-Gon Jinn as his apprentice.
Which is very like
And Go ahead.
it's so nice that they actually gave him some kind of backstory because you learn about it in the movie when Dooku was talking about how Obi-Wan was his apprentice's apprentice and all this and that. And it was just like, wow. I'd like to learn that.
I didn't really like the animation of young Qui-Gon, I'm gonna be honest.
That's funny. I don't know. I'm kind of wishy-washy. He looks naive, which is, I mean, kind of how he needs to be looking, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just because you're just used to. I think you're just used to the old Qui-Gon, and it's weird to see him young. Maybe.
Well, maybe. I don't believe that Qui-Gon as a young Jedi Knight / old Jedi Padawan, although I think he is a knight by the time we see him in this show. I don't think he's naive at all. From the book that I read, where he was still a Padawan, I think he was always ahead of his time. And he was always described as being very wise, but with that classic Qui-Gon
Jinn humor that he passed on to Obi.
No, not humor, but that sort of that thing that makes him not the thing that makes him, for instance, accept Anakin Skywalker as a Padawan, that slightly rebellious thing in him.
Is it really rebellious or
question?
Because
no, it just makes him good.
Qui-Gon's always had that like air of he's always skeptical, and
yes,
he always tries to look at a bigger picture. He wants to see the whole picture and not just like the minute details of it, and that's why I like him so much now that I understand him, because just seeing that part of him and realizing, no, he wasn't going against the council just to be like, I'm going against the council. He had a reason, because he started to lose his... I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say this in the lightest way possible that he was starting to lose his faith with the Jedi Council, and not in the way that he loses his trust with him. He thinks that they're straying from the true path of the light side, if that makes sense. And I mean, like, even in episode 1, Phantom Menace, you can see that running through his mind if you, like, pay attention to a lot of his body language and his mannerisms when he's talking to the council. There's a lot of, like, where he's trying to convince them, you guys need to understand how the Force works. And I think you're losing sight of that. And that's why he was never put on a council, because of his differing opinions about what is considered staying true to the light side. And that's why he's more of a gray Jedi than he is an actual Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
That's my rant for the day.
I know we've talked about this before. There's some disagreement amongst the fandom about whether or not the gray Jedi are actually a thing. I'm of the mindset, yes. I'm of the
definitely
mindset that the gray Jedi are a thing.
Okay, so here's my take on it, because this wouldn't make sense if they didn't exist, because that's not how humans work, especially for the human race, because of how our minds work and how dynamic they change and how our experiences change our way of thinking. There's no fucking way that, if we just talk about the human race, because the other races are probably going to be in some form of the same mindset, but for the human race especially, like, there's no way that there weren't any gray Jedi, because there would have been many who would have questioned a lot of the decisions that the council made and went, this is kind of like straying from the light side, what the hell are we doing, guys? And they're like, you know what though, like, and then there has to be some Jedi who went to being the gray Jedi because they thought maybe learning about both sides in a very scholarly way would help them understand more of the Force and how it worked and why the dark side even existed.
Yeah, some of those, oh gosh, there's a name for those guys that have a more of a scholarly interest in the Force.
There is?
Yes, there is. They stay at the temple.
Are they the, temple guards?
No, okay,
making Jesse think.
I'm not gonna say no.
Okay. Fair
because
enough.
I'm unsure at this time.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
But I will find the answer.
Yippee! Because I need answers!
I will tell you.
I need answers! We're over here talking philosophy within Star Wars! But yeah, anyway, that's why I like Qui-Gon so much.
Okay, so there's the third episode then, when Qui-Gon is in the middle of episode 1, so Phantom Menace timeline.
Yes! Oh, that was such a good episode.
And he's just come back to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, and he's getting prepared to tell the council about his very first interaction with Darth Maul.
Yep.
And we don't get to see Kid Anakin at this time. We're assuming he's still on the ship with Obi-Wan. But we do see him get to...
They wouldn't be at the ship necessarily. I think Anakin was probably with Amidala, and Obi-Wan was probably somewhere in the temple. Because the ship was pretty far away. It wouldn't make sense for them to have been on the ship, I think, if they have no reason to be on the ship.
Yeah, alright. Point taken. We do get to see an interaction with Qui-Gon and Dooku, as they're kind of talking about, well, do you really think this guy was a Sith? It surely feels like it. and then Yaddle comes in and is
Oh,
like,
I always forget that she existed.
yeah, everyone does.
Well, it's because she used to be the Grandmaster before Yoda? Who was the Grandmaster before Yoda?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I remember it being said once, but not in any of the series.
I actually don't know. I'd have to look that up.
Oh my. Okay.
I know. But it was fun to see her interact with everyone because she never talks. In the movies, she doesn't hardly do anything. She's present for one scene, I think.
Is she really? Because
council-
I don't remember her ever being present in any
Yeah,
scene.
in the council chamber in one of the prequel movies, she's there.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, I missed it.
But you get to see this interaction between her and Count Dooku, and they're talking about how their Padawans grow up so fast, and she's kind of looking at him like, "Are you okay?"
Oh my god, the interaction of Yaddle and Dooku was so telling what their relationship was.
Yeah.
So telling. And it was like, that hurts my heart. Hurts my heart.
Yeah. And during this episode, or I guess at the beginning of this episode, Dooku had gone on a mission with Mace Windu and done something that he shouldn't have done. Dooku had already been kind of straying more towards the dark side, and you could tell, like, Mace could see through all this bullshit. But he doesn't tell anyone, at least it doesn't seem like it. And I think that's a part of a regret that Mace Windu has in the live-action movies later on, is that he could have stopped this thing that became Count Dooku.
Yeah.
But he didn't, because he didn't say anything.
Nope.
Yeah. So then, episode 4, there's a bit of a time skip, but not much. Qui-Gon's dead.
What?
And Dooku is just kind of standing forlornly in front of this tree. And he's like, I used to take Qui-Gon here.
Yep. He's just reminiscing on just times of old, really. Like, I mean, his Padawan died, so and it's then, like, what do, you know?
Yeah. And then Yaddle comes in and she's like, basically, it's okay to be sad. And, you know, you can stay here if you want. But Dooku's like, no, there's shit to do. I have to let him go. And then he walks off. Yaddle follows him.
Of course.
And
in true Yaddle fashion.
Yep. Dooku goes and meets Palps. Good old Palps.
Good old Palps. It's like he's an old friend.
And then we finally get to see Count Dooku become a Sith for realsies. And he destroys Yaddle.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
With a door.
Yeah. And you know what the sad part about all of that was, if I'm being honest, was when I was watching that episode and that scene came on, you could tell in Dooku's eyes he was asking for permission. And Yaddle was like, do what you have to do. And Dooku thought this was what he had to do. And while everybody's like, oh my god, why would he do that? I was sitting there like, because he was pushed into a corner. Yaddle knew he was pushed into a corner. And
that's how I thought too. It looked to me like he felt trapped.
There was no coming out of that. Honestly, if we're being honest, there was no coming out of that. Dooku knew that if he needed to get the answers for what was going on and everything. And you can see this in the Attack of the Clones as well. there was no coming out of it. And Yaddle knew that Dooku was fighting with himself with that. And she knew that before she even went and confronted Dooku about it. She knew her fate was sealed the moment she left the safety of Coruscant to follow Dooku. There was no way that she didn't. There was no way that she thought that she was going to come out of that alive. So she went with the hope that maybe she could persuade him, but mostly went because she knew she had to see it for herself how trapped Dooku was in his own mind. And she saw it, and her fate was sealed. And you can kind of see, like, you could see that in Attack of the Clones when he's interrogating Obi-Wan. Like, there is, even, like, this is why I love this actor so much. The way he was talking to Obi-Wan, you can see it in his eyes. Like, he's trying desperately to show Obi-Wan, like, there's more to this than you think there is, and I can help you get there, but you have to trust me to do that. And Obi-Wan's like, yeah, no. Because he's been, like, he's blinded by, like, whatever's happening with the Council, because the Council's also blinded by what's going on around them. And Dooku's trying to open his eyes, and I feel like Dooku probably knew it was a toss-up, but he had hoped, because Obi-Wan was Qui-Gon's apprentice, that he could reach out to him and be able to, like, open his eyes to what was really happening. But he didn't want to, like, outright say, hey, you know, your chancellor, the supreme chancellor, the guy running everything, yeah, he's the bad guy, we should probably take care of him. He didn't want to say that because he knew how far-fetched that would have sounded to somebody who didn't open their eyes to see what was going on around them. Ugh. my two
Say it like you need
it. I also want to remind everybody in chat, if you're in chat right now, this is a guessing game. I know it's a little bit hard because I haven't added, like, real details to it, but if you're in part of the Confab Corner, it is 150 points for the character and 200 points for the fandom that it is based off of. So, or the dress I'm putting this character in is based off of the fandom, and that's worth 200 points. So, yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody who just now joined us about the guessing game. So, yeah, let's back to we're still on Tales of the Jedi. We haven't even gotten into the nuances of the Tales of the Empire. And I haven't even talked about Ahsoka.
It's because she's been in one episode and she was a baby.
Well, so far, she was in a couple of episodes. But the thing I was going to say about Ahsoka, I know I'm trying to move it forward away from Qui-Gon because I'll go down that rabbit hole and I'll stay there all day. The thing about Ahsoka, if you don't mind, unless you had something to say about that.
No, I don't mind.
Okay. The thing with Ahsoka being part of the Tales of the Jedi, I found it nice that you kind of saw, like, a very brief glimpse of her early, infanthood. It's really what I'm going to put it. Her infanthood. But I also think she was a little overplayed, considering how much of her shows up now in the Star Wars universe. But it was kind of nice, and you kind of got a glimpse of what happened after Order 66 and where she ended up after Order 66. So that was a nice little. And then you also got a glimpse into how she survived Rex and the other clones shooting at her.
Mm-hmm.
So that was.
We're gonna get to that.
Are we?
Yeah, because it's the next 2 episodes.
Oh.
The following episode, the one after Dooku becomes a Sith, we get this montage of older Ahsoka. She's Anakin's Padawan, and she's taking the night test. She's taking part of the night test.
Yeah.
And she does really, really well. The council members and Obi-Wan, they're all impressed, but Anakin's like, this is a shit test. Do you want to take a real one? And she's like, bring it! And so they go to this training room. Was it on Camino? Or was it?
No, I think it was still
somewhere
on Coruscant. It looked like,
Okay.
if you were looking at it, it looked like a room that was close to the hangar bay.
Okay, I couldn't tell.
I don't know.
And
It's a little hard to tell, I think.
Anakin tells his clone regiment,
Shoot.
turn your blasters to stun. I want you to shoot my Padawan.
I want you to not hold back and shoot my Padawan. And here's the reason why this was so glorious, why this training was so fucking important for him. Because part of Anakin's, like, argument against the night test was because droids are fucking predictable. Because they're programmed for certain, like, you know, strategies and algorithms and movements that it's predictable to, you know, reflect their blaster fire. But people, humans, and, like, you know, living creatures are different because they're unpredictable. You don't know when they're going to shoot. You don't know how they're going to shoot. You don't know the trajectory of the bolt being fired from the blaster. And that's why it was so important to Anakin that she was introduced to that kind of high stakes situation. And it saved her life.
Also, he was egging her on. And at the end of the episode...
I think it was funny too.
Yeah. At the end of the episode, whoops, the Clone Wars start.
Yeah.
So it was timely training. Yeah. And someone who shall not be named says, I hope that training was worth it. I think that's what he says. Or something like that. In the last episode of Tales of the Jedi is a much older, well, not much, is an older Ahsoka. She's been
not, you know, like, I guess in the show she's
still a teenager.
16. Yeah.
She has gone through her self-expulsion from the Jedi Order, and she's now going by the name Ashla.
Which, if no one knows what the importance of that name is, it is literally the name of the Sister of the Force, the entity, God entity, deity entity of the light side of the Force.
So she's going by Ashla. She's living on this outer world planet, trying to hide as a farmer. Because she's trying to pretend like she's leaving the world of the Jedi behind.
Yeah.
And she kind of lets it slip that she's at least imbued with the Force by saving this farm kid from being crushed to death by some hay bales.
Yep.
Somebody sees her and reports her to the Inquisitors, who at this time have become a thing. And I can't remember which brother it is. It's not first brother, but it's one of them. Comes to this village and is looking for her. But the person who comes to find her is dissatisfied with the fact that she's not in the village, so he burns the whole place down.
What a twist!
And when Ahsoka shows up with a friend from this chore they had to do, she's basically like, well I guess you forced my hand.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I guess
I have to go save all these people now.
Like, goddammit, I was trying to live a good life as a farmer. Fuck.
Yeah. So she does definitely kill this Inquisitor. And there's 3 people left out of this village. And she calls in a favor from Bail Organa, of all people. Who we get our second inkling that he's been a good guy this whole time, and he's willing to help literally anyone, because it seems like that's all he does.
Yeah, oh my god, he's like, He's a good character.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind like a show just
for Bale.
Yeah, that just shows off that part of his character.
By the way, his actor hasn't changed in like 25 years. It's been the
Vampire
same,
confirmed.
Been the same guy, same character model. I'm pretty sure the guy that plays him in the live action movies is doing his voice acting.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, because if you think about it too, what is his name? Who plays Thrawn? He plays himself again for the live action, and he's the voice actor of Thrawn.
Yes, he does.
And there's an audiobook that he reads of Star Wars from Thrawn, and I still want to listen to it.
Lars. I found the answer, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, they're called Jedi Consulars.
Oh.
And they can be specialized. So you can have you can have an ambassador, who are like the people that go out and serve as liaisons to various senators and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a diplomat, which is essentially the same thing, but to foreign states. You can be a healer. You can be a lore keeper, which is what the chief librarian lady, I forget her name is.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, you can be a researcher. You can be a seer. And then there's 2 other, like, advanced classes. So consulars aren't generally fighting style Jedi.
No.
They've been trained in it, but they don't typically ever wield their lightsabers once they choose to become a consular. But there's 2 specialized types of consular that are very strong combatants. One's called a sage and one's called a shadow. And the shadows are the ones that I believe the gray Jedi thing came from.
Is it because they don't necessarily abide to every single rule of the Jedi?
Jedi shadows work alone. They do sometimes have double-bladed lightsabers, so very much like a Sith. They're highly capable with like the Force, the kinetic style of combat, and with physical combat, so very close to Sith style combat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that definitely screams Sith.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anyway, there you go.
Anyway.
Consular.
You learn something new every day.
Okay, any more thoughts on Tales of the Jedi before we move on to the other season?
I'm good. We could just move on to the other season.
Okay. So Tales of the Empire, like I said at the top of the stream, focuses on the Empire. It focuses on Barriss Offee, who's got a connection to Ahsoka, and then it focuses on Morgan Elsbeth, who also has a connection to Ahsoka, although not nearly as strong as Barriss Offee. So at the top of this season, we start out with a young... hang on, let me backtrack for a second. For those of you who don't remember, Morgan Elsbeth is the lady from the first season of The Mandalorian, where Mando and Grogu go to this planet that's it's all like got a burnt out forest, and there's like one town, and she's the magistrate of this really bizarre little town where everyone seems basically like a slave. And she's there with a Beskar spear, and she's wearing Japanese clothing for reasons.
Yeah, that was a little wild to me.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Anyway, she's the Beskar spear lady. And in the second season, if you did watch it, I won't spoil it for you. Well, I am going to spoil it for you because I'm going to do it right now. Sorry. The first episode of Tales of the Empire is the utter decimation of the Night Sisters on Dathomir.
Yeah.
And a young
the witches
Morgan,
of the Star Wars universe, I guess.
Yeah, and a young Morgan Elspeth watches her entire village, all of her people get destroyed, but she gets saved by some people from this mountain clan of Dathomiri witches. For a little bit of context, there are 2 types of witches on Dathomir. The Night Sisters are more focused on the dark side of the Force, and these witches are much more light side focused. I don't know if they have a name. Do you remember?
I want to say no. I don't think they did.
Okay. They're just witches.
They're just... yeah. They're just witches.
But they are Force sensitive.
Yeah.
All the elders can use it. The head of the village certainly can use it. She shows it off later. But they save Morgan. They take her to their village in the mountains, and they tell her basically, hey, you're safe here. All of her Night Sister tattoos kind of vanish. And she apparently lives there for an indeterminate amount of time. Episode 2, you find out Morgan is very good at holding a grudge.
Oh, yeah. Like, super good at holding a grudge.
Yeah.
Like, insanely.
She's grown up. And she's working for the Empire. And she's thought up of this new design for a ship. I don't remember which one. It was going to be more efficient, I think.
I mean, would make sense.
But it wasn't going to be efficient to build. It was going to be like stupid expensive to build or something.
Oh, yeah, because they were talking... Yeah. It was like an episode of Shark Tank.
It kind of was. Yeah, she was standing in front of this big table full of generals and stuff. And she was telling them her plans. And at the end of the meeting, basically they told her, well, we like your designs, but we can't build this because it would take too much manpower and money, and where are we going to get all these supplies?
Yep.
And then they asked her, well, where are you getting these supplies? And she said, well, on my home base of blah, blah, blah. And then after she said that, everyone stood up and said, basically, thank you for giving us your base of operations. You can go now.
Yeah. And she realizes, like, not too long after that she had made the mistake of even informing them that much information. And it was like...
Yeah.
It kind of should have seen that coming, Morgan.
Yeah, so at the end of the meeting, she's essentially caught between a rock and a hard place. Like, she hates the place that she works now, and she
just like everybody else.
She also can't go back to where she came from. But in walks in this guy, this other general. I think he's a general. I don't think he's a Moff.
No, he shouldn't be a moth in this.
Yeah.
If we're thinking of the same person anyway.
We are.
Okay.
In he walks, and he tells Morgan, hey, my boss really is interested in this stuff. We think you have some good ideas, and we'd like to see where you go with this. But he's not ready to talk to you yet.
Red flag! Red flag!
Right. So it doesn't go anywhere, but essentially what you walk away with is, okay, this guy is going to be keeping tabs on me.
Mm-hmm.
So episode 3 opens almost immediately before the interaction in The Mandalorian where Mando and Grogu and Ahsoka show up on this planet.
Yep.
They show up in front of the gates to this town. And we get a glimpse of this town as the people have sort of lived under the strong arm of Morgan Elsbeth, forcing them, we assume, to...
You can only assume.
Yeah, to strip the land of whatever resource it is that she needs to do this thing that she's trying to do. We're never told specifically what the resource is. We're told that the people of this village are working in her factory.
Yeah.
But we don't know what it is. It's not important.
Oh.
What we are told is that some significant time has passed. The war is over, and the New Republic has been established. So this lady who left the town arrives and tells the people, hey, the war is over.
Congratulations, you're freed!
Yeah. I've come to talk to Magistrate Elspeth about New Republic stuff. I forget what she said.
Yeah, it was something like that. Like, we would like to talk about an alliance with the New Republic so we can help you with whatever the war did to you and your people.
Yeah. And the people of this town are like, what's the New Republic?
Yeah. Essentially.
So you get a really strong feeling that they don't know what's going on because she's not telling them. Or communications have been cut off. Or maybe both.
It's honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if it was both. If we're being honest.
Yes. It wouldn't surprise me if it was both either. So they're kind of murmuring away in the town, and it cuts away to Morgan is standing on top of this, there's a wall above the entry gate to her compound, and she's standing up there like, why doesn't anyone like me?
Yeah, that was a little weird. I was like, get a hold of yourself. Damn.
And a very familiar assassin appears and tries to take her out.
Womp, womp, womp.
Yep.
The only kind of assassin that makes you go, we already know who sent that.
Mm-hmm. He still can't talk. He doesn't speak the whole time, and I don't know if that's because his voice actor just didn't feel like coming back or not. Anyway,
his species is like they don't do much talking during combat.
Yeah, but he talked in Rebels.
Well, yeah, when he was like, no, but not in combat.
Okay, that's fair. So she fights off this assassin, and she's basically like, who the hell sent you? What are you doing here? Probably wondering, what did I do that was important enough to
warranted an assassin?
An assassin?
Yeah. Any respectable,
It was a pretty good assassin too, by the way. She had to really try.
Well, yeah, I mean, he is a really good assassin. Like,
He is a very
that's
good
the reason
assassin.
why Thrawn wanted him.
So, we learn at the end of this episode that the man who approached her in the office was a associate of Thrawn. And it's canonically the first entrance of Thrawn to characters that we have been introduced to in an animated show. Outside of the books, if you discount the books for a second.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah, discount the books for a second because then we'd be counting his little adventure with Anakin. So Thrawn basically tells her, yeah, I like what you're doing here. I like your work. We could work together, you know.
Yeah.
And she's like, yes, please.
I would like to...
I would love that.
I would
Here's 3 large ships for you. So
but it was all a ruse.
3 ships park over this planet, and they're there until... I don't remember, actually, if they're there when Mando and Grogu show up.
I don't think so. I think that was before their time.
I think they're meant to be there to show you that that's how Morgan gets up there for the events of season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Probably, I mean...
Because that's where she is.
Yeah.
In the 2nd season of that show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway. Episode 4 of Empire. We go back to Barriss Offee.
Wow, the lady who betrayed everybody. Woo!
Yeah. Who would have thought she's in jail?
Man, I thought she would have been, assassinated.
No,
with the death
totally
penalty.
in jail. She's in the Jedi cells. In the special wing of the Jedi Temple.
Which is funny because she was on trial with the Senate, not with the Jedi, so it made no sense for the, when the Senate was so gung-ho of giving Ahsoka the death penalty for treason, to just be like, oh, okay, Barriss Offee was the one that killed all those people, we're just gonna, hand her over to the Jedi, even though we were about to kill Ahsoka. That doesn't make any sense.
Even Dave Filoni is not immune to a slip-up here or there.
It's a plot hole!
It is a plot hole, but he's allowed. It's okay.
Jesse, if you let them get away with it, they're just gonna continue doing it.
You'll get over it, I'm sure. So, Barriss is in this cell, and not 30 seconds into the episode.
Oh my god, yeah.
The storming of the Jedi Empire, the Jedi Temple occurs. And she's banging on the door of her cell, what the hell is going on? And somebody unexpected shows up at her door.
Wow.
And it's Fourth Sister.
Wow.
So we have this this realization that the Inquisitors were established prior to the events of the storming of the Jedi Temple, prior to the events of Anakin fully going over to Darth Vader, prior to all of that.
Yep.
Emperor Palpatine had the Inquisitor squad in his back pocket, ready to go.
Yep.
To, we assume, participate in the hunting down of Jedi who survived Order 66.
Yep.
And
yep.
fourth sister offers her a choice. She doesn't really say what it is specifically, but she says, I'm going to offer you this choice. It's a very special choice. I am threatening you with this choice because you basically only have the one or I kill you.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all you've got. So Barriss accepts this offer to do something untold to her, but she knows it's bad. You can tell it's bad.
Yeah.
And the next episode shows the Fortress Inquisitorius on the planet whose name I can never remember.
It's just a weird name. But
It is a weird name, but that's what it's called. I can never remember the name of the planet that this thing is on. But the fortress itself is still being constructed because while Emperor Palpatine had the forethought to establish the Inquisitors, he did not have the forethought to give them a home.
Yeah, that was funny.
So, yeah.
For me.
So they're establishing their own Jedi temple, basically. And Barriss and Fourth Sister come to this place. They meet the Grand Inquisitor, who is exactly the same as we've seen him for the entirety of his existence. She undergoes this training that's very much like what was that? What was that book about the class of kids who get thrown on an island and they have to kill each other?
Lord of the Flies?
I can't remember what it's called. It's horrible training, and they all die except for Barriss.
Surprise, surprise!
To become an Inquisitor.
Wow! A second chance of life!
Yes! And then it's revealed to everyone, in case you didn't know, that Darth Vader is the boss of the Inquisitors.
Or I'm sorry.
I did wonder if Barriss realized that Darth Vader was Anakin.
I want to say in the beginning she did not. No! I don't know, because when Anakin descended, even Ahsoka couldn't feel his force, and she didn't know until the face reveal. So I think when Anakin descended, even his force signature shifted. So I don't think Barriss knew, especially in the beginning, who he was. I know Anakin probably did. He was probably like, you fucking son of a bitch. You almost got my friend killed. But I guess it doesn't matter now.
It doesn't matter now. I'm stuck on this book. It's not Lord of the Flies. It's something else. Battle Royale. That's what it was called.
Wow. You could have said that it was like a lot of games do this too.
A lot of games do this, yes.
How did you not think about that one?
Yep. So, Barriss joins the Inquisitors, and the last episode, the second to last episode, Barriss and Fourth Sister go out on a mission to this unnamed planet, vaguely Tatooine-ish.
It is really like vaguely Tatooine-ish.
Yeah.
Also very heavily like impacted by the war.
Yes. And they're in this village, obviously trying to find a Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
They ask around, and most people, they see the Inquisitor having obviously seen one before. And they don't want to give this person up. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to talk to you. But this kid will talk to Barris, because Barris still has some semblance of niceness.
Well, I mean, like,
About
when you
her,
really think
but-
about Barris Offee's character, the reason why she did all of that wasn't just to frame. It wasn't to even frame Ahsoka at all. It was just that Ahsoka was at the wrong place at the wrong time. But, and she took advantage of that because she didn't want to get in trouble. She did all of that because she lost her trust and her faith with the Jedi Council, and she wanted to make a statement. So it makes sense that she still has some semblance of the light side, because she's not in the dark side. She's very lost.
Yes, she's very lost. I think that's the whole takeaway from Tales of the Empire. Morgan is lost.
Bear's office! Barris is lost!
Morgan finds her way in the dark side with Thrawn. Barris finds her way
With a redemption
eventually.
arc. With a redemption arc.
Yeah, so Barris gets this kid to tell her, yes, there is a Jedi in town. I'll take you to him. Or I'll tell you where he is. The kid doesn't take him there.
No. But he does tell her.
But he does tell her, yeah. So they get the approximate location of this Jedi. He's up on this mountain. So they climb up there, and Fourth Sister wants to kill him. Barris does not want to kill him. She's like, hey, he's obviously, he wants to give himself up. We shouldn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And her and Fourth Sister fight. They duke it out. And at the end of the fight, Barris is like, well, you have one Jedi left. And then she force pushes her off the mountain.
Thinking, womp, 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 she dead.
Womp, womp, womp. She must be dead.
But in true Star Wars fashion, does that ever end that way? Let's be real.
Cut to the last episode of this series. Barris Offee is on some kind of frozen planet, unnamed, so
Could be Teth, it could be something else.
Yeah. And she's a healer for whoever happens to walk by this frozen wasteland. And a family walks in and tell her the Imperial officers just came by. They took blood from our baby. What's wrong with her? And Barris tells them, nothing's wrong with your child. In the old days, they would have taken her to the Jedi Temple for training. So, obviously, this family's like, oh my god, is our child a Jedi? Are we going to be okay? Everything's fine. Relax. The Jedi are dead. It's a dead order. You should just stay here with me for a while. We'll figure things out.
Yep.
They don't have time for that. Somebody, a helper, Barris Offee has helpers on this rock. I don't know where she's finding these people.
I'm sure it's from like various villages. Because if you think about it, she's been there for years.
It seems that way. Yeah.
So
enough time to grow her hair back at least.
Yeah. So she would have been able to like gain some kind of reputation with the first few villages she's visited and lived in, and then decided that she had the capability, now that she understood the land and the climate, that she could live on her own, and she would just... There's no way that she wouldn't have done that, because that would have been the smartest thing to do. So I'm sure that she's gained some, like... And it could also be insinuated that the people she's helped decided that they wanted to stay to help her help others.
That's possible. Yes. That's very possible. So this assistant walks into this like yurt thing that they're in.
Yurt.
And I mean it's what it looks like.
No, it's definitely yurtish. It's just a funny word.
It is. The assistant tells her they call her Great Mother or something like that?
Yeah, it's like that. Well, she's old enough to be, like...
I guess. Yeah. So they tell her, there's someone coming.
Mm-hmm.
And Barris has enough awareness of the Force in her own surroundings to be like, oh shit,
She's come
it's
back.
her.
She survived. Damn.
Yeah. So she tells his family and her assistants, all of you leave. My starship's back there. The coordinates are in the computer. I want you to fuck off.
I want you to fuck off.
But not like that. She
Like a very
says
nice
it in
way.
the nicest way possible.
It's like, you all
But I
are
want
in
you all to
danger.
go.
You're putting me in danger. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. I don't want you to come back for me either.
Yeah.
There's no need.
I think at this point, Barisofi is just like, whatever happens, happens. I don't really care anymore.
I think she fully expected to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like the way this episode ends,
Same.
by the way. Yeah. So, the end of this episode, the family and the assistants have to find their way through this ice maze. It appears as if Barris landed inside of a glacier when she landed on this planet, and so her ship is inside of this glacier, and they have to like wind their way through all this. Would be confusing if you didn't know the path. Frozen maze. And so she confronts Fourth Sister, and they sort of fight, but Barris doesn't have her lightsaber anymore, so she's really just dodging.
Yeah. Expertly. Kind of like Luke
Yeah.
did for the beginning fights with...
Very much so. Yes. Until she has given the assistants and the family enough of a head start. And she tells Fourth Sister, you can try to go after them, but I wouldn't recommend it. You don't know the way.
Yeah. The high insinuation of, like, you're going to get lost if you try.
Yeah. But in classic bad guy fashion, Fourth Sister is like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to go get this baby.
And you're not going to stop me!
She takes off after this family into this fun house of ice and gets so lost.
Yeah.
And then she gets angry. And she had told Barisofi, like, fear is not your ally, it's mine.
Yeah. And Barris is like, sure, boo.
Choose your allies poorly. That's what she said.
But if you're thinking in modern terms, it was, you can think that, boo, if you want to.
Yeah. So
you're wrong.
The family finds the starship. They get off the planet. The Fourth Sister can hear it through the ice, and she gets angies.
She gets so angies.
She starts like throwing everything she can at the ice wall. I'm assuming she's trying to get through the ice with her lightsaber,
which I think is funny as fuck, by the way.
Doesn't work.
No, sure doesn't.
Because if you have to like really concentrate and take your time on a steel door,
you're never gonna make it.
You think a couple slashes to an ice wall that's like feet thick is gonna do anything?
Yeah, no. feet thick.
So she takes a couple whacks at this ice wall, and then she runs away, and she takes a couple of whacks at another ice wall, and she runs away, and she's like getting all frustrated, and then she gets scared, I think.
Yes,
what we're
because I think it was a weird scenario where the ice cave had like a concentration of the Force, kind of like a Jedi temple. Or like the cave that Yoda went through for his training.
It was like a spiritual spot.
Yes. So it was giving her illusions. And
then she was hearing Barisofi speak to her.
Yeah, even though...
in the tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
From somewhere else.
Yep.
Obviously just trying to play with her mind a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But Barris was also trying to, kind of talk her off that ledge to be like, hey,
come back.
I remember you. She was calling her by her actual name. because this was a person who used to be a Jedi, and they had been in the temple together. And so they get to a point where they actually engage in combat for like a second.
I feel like they were engaged in combat just by the entrance, because I know they were engaged outside of the cave.
Well, yes, it was outside of the cave, and then it was literally like a second, because it was just long enough for her to injure Barisofi.
Yeah.
And that's it. But so she injures Barisofi, more or less fatally.
Yeah.
And then she regrets it. She's like, "Oh shit, you were my way out. Now I've gone and killed you. What am I going to do?"
It was. I think it wasn't really so much as like you were my way to get to like off of this planet and follow those guys, so much as it was like, shit, I probably didn't want to do that because I know you and like we had good times together, kind of thing.
Title of the episode was "A Way Out," and but
it's nuanced. It wasn't. I don't think it's literal though.
No, I know. I know. What I meant was, it was Fourth Sister's way out of the Inquisitor squad.
Yeah.
And that it took her killing her friend to realize, or almost killing her friend, to realize that Barriss was her way out of the darkness that she was in.
Yeah.
In a very literal sense, she was also her way out of the cave.
Yeah. But it's okay. We don't talk about that.
So then Fourth Sister also has a redemption moment. At the very end of the episode, you see her carry Barisofi out of the cave to the yurt, I guess. Is she a healer? I don't know.
No world will never know. That's fine.
Can she save Barriss? Doesn't matter.
No.
We assume she's dead now, because she hasn't popped up in anything else. Has she? I don't think so.
No, yeah, no, I don't think so either.
Yeah. Fourth Sister's still around.
I guess she is, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Ain't it, though? I wonder what happened there.
Right.
So, that's Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire. We just get some backstory for these people that we knew. And it was a fun little adventure in some of their lives that couldn't be fleshed out in existing projects. And I kind of hope they do more of this kind of thing. It's like the thing they're doing now with Marvel, with that What If series. I kind of like it.
People were like speculating that Disney should do like the Star Wars version of that. And I'm like, what would you want to see? Like, what if Anakin didn't like follow through and actually killed Palpatine? Because that would be the only what if that people would be interested in. But I'm like over here like, what if Dooku didn't didn't go into
think of a lot of what ifs, I think.
I know, and it's like, what if Obi-Wan listened to Dooku and went, okay, I'll bite, like, what's going on? Like,
yeah.
There's so much I need to know!
What if Anakin never became a Jedi?
Oh man, yeah. Would he escape to slavery? The world will never know.
Would he become a professional pod racer?
Oh, yeah. Making money for fucking Watto? Fuck that.
I'm a Toydarian. Mind tricks do not work on me. Only money.
Only money. It was like, yeah, you're definitely Hutt related. That's for damn sure.
What if Jabba the Hutt never died?
Got some work to do.
I can think of a lot of them.
I could also think of a lot of them.
That might be a fun exercise. Anyway, that's the end of stream today. Thank you for coming to our first.
I mean, even Lucas was like, we kind of was going towards that with Jar Jar being a Sith. Like, he literally said that he was highly thinking about Jar Jar being a Sith because there's an actual martial arts form that Jar Jar implemented that you see in Phantom Menace.
The internet loves Darth Jar Jar.
I mean, it brings up a whole new slew of like you thought that he was just like this fucking cringe ass Gungan, and really he's not. He's actually like methodical and calculating, and I think people wanted that so that they could like find some kind of solace that that Jar Jar wasn't some like stupid comedic relief from Phantom Menace. And I'm kind of happy too, but damn, I felt so bad for the actor who played Jar Jar. And then like the moment he appeared in The Mandalorian and Yoda in Grogu's flashback, oh my god, there's memes about it of people screaming.
I did. That was me.
And then, like, the music that people would put... God, the internet is a wondrous place sometimes. The music they put behind that scene when they made the memes, oh my god. Chef's kiss. It was like a glory... Chills. Like, literal chills. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. And not only did Ahmed come back, but he played such a deep cut character that nobody was going to. First of all, you have to be a super mega nerd to know who that character was, but to remember it or know that that's who played Jar Jar Binks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love Ahmed.
He's such a great actor. And, like, I hate that people were harassing him to the point where he considered, like, offing himself. Because the way he played Jar Jar was brilliant. Like, it was subtly a masterpiece. Like, yes, it was cringe when you watch it, but that was the whole point of the character, was to make you think that.
Yeah.
So you would, like, not exactly like the character, but not exactly hate the character because it had an important role to play.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, like... and another thing about Jar Jar, too, it's, like... he doesn't really change. Like, even when he's given the general position in the battle with the droids in Phantom Menace, he doesn't change. Like, he's still that goofy piece of shit that we all love. It said we disconnected.
Aww.
We're connected again. Sorry about that, everybody. I wasn't expecting that.
Like, you cannot like Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, my internet's like, how dare you talk about Jar Jar Binks in such a great fucking light? How dare you? Like, you know what? Okay. I think just whatever, like the internet is such a great place, but it's also such a fucking curse.
It is.
And
you liked Jar Jar, I know.
I liked Jar Jar, but I was also 9 when Star Wars Phantom Menace came out. And I was like thrilled. Yeah. And I was telling, okay, so this is a little off topic from our theme, but anybody watch the Skeleton Crew? Because I was explaining to my brother, because he was asking me how it was, because he wasn't sure if he wanted to watch it. I said, depends on how you felt about Phantom Menace, because a lot of the complaints from Phantom Menace was that Anakin is 9 years old and he's the protagonist that everybody loves, and it drove people nuts. And I don't understand why it drove people nuts. Like, that is storytelling. That's like a different aspect. Like, and this, I feel like Phantom Menace was probably catered more to like us when it came up when we were like 9 to 14, you know what I mean? So I just like, I told him, if you didn't like the Phantom Menace because of this aspect, you're not gonna like Skeleton Crew.
I just finished the 3rd episode of Skeleton Crew this morning.
Yeah,
I'm liking it more as it goes along.
there's a lot more lore that drops, and I actually read an article about an Easter egg in one of the episodes, and when I watched the newest episode that dropped on Tuesday, I saw it and went, holy shit, I didn't even notice it the first time because it wasn't like at a standstill, it was moving, so I wasn't sure. But now that I've seen it again, and now that I read the article about the Easter egg, and then, you know, like the comparison photos, I was like, holy shit, yeah, that's definitely what that is. So
what was it?
I could tell you after stream, so I don't spoil anything.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, that's my thoughts about Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Sith. Tales of the Empire. Sorry.
It's all right. It's easy to do. So
Tales of the Sith.
Next week, guys, we will be revisiting Ark.
With our comparisons, if we have any, I know I have some. With comparisons to Ark Survival Ascended.
Yeah, I won't have any of my own, but I have been watching somebody play Ascended.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully I'll have some of
like
of
your own thoughts and stuff about it.
Yeah, based on their gameplay. Okay. So, and then maybe I'll throw in a pinch about the animated series because I did watch all of that.
Oh, that actually came out?
It sure did.
Oh, okay. Mimi, dear, can you not block
I'll have
my...
some thoughts about that.
Also,
I wanted to throw this out in advance, but the week after, I have a little surprise for everyone. So if you enjoy writing your own original characters, even if they don't go into fanfics that you write, but if you enjoy writing your own original characters, 2 weeks from now, we have a little writing exercise that I made up.
Yeah, I'm a little self-conscious about that because I have an original character from this fandom, and it was literally like put together in spite of the Jedi. Like literally.
What I'm gonna tell you right now is when I went through this, I had 2 characters in my head. I had my most the character that is the oldest for me and that I've thought about the most, and then one of the characters that is the newest for me and then I've definitely thought about the least.
Yeah, I think when we talk about it, we'll probably do like, I went and people are more than welcome to like in chat like answer any of the questions that Jesse has if you have your own original characters you like. Because I love hearing about other people's original characters. It's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. So if you do have an original character, you don't mind like talking about your original character, I would love to see your answers to Jesse's questions.
Yeah. It'll be more fun to share.
But yeah, I have thoughts. I have thoughts, but
that's what this whole exercise is going to be. It's just a thought exercise. It's just our writing exercise. And I know we've got loads of people in here that write their own stuff or at least have some pretty loaded headcanon that they think about all the time. So
all the time.
It'll be fun.
I'm excited to like hear everybody's.
I am too. And by the way, Mel hasn't seen this ahead of time, and she's not going to.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared about that because I'm not very good about like answering questions on the spot.
This will be it. It won't be anything like super taxing, so don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
I don't like that.
It'll be fine.
I don't like that.
It'll be okay, I promise.
Man, I'm scared. It's gonna be like a test, and I'm gonna fail. You're gonna be like, "Ha, judging me, like you judge me for my other characters."
No.
Don't lie to me. She's gaslighting me. All right. Well, Jesse, are we finished with?
Yeah, that's the end of stream.
Damn. I mean, oh yeah, of course. We don't want to keep people here all day. Okay, for everybody wondering, because I know I've been drawing this for like the longest time now, because nobody guessed who I was drawing and the fandom. So, I'm gonna give you guys one brief shot to like, yeah, there's no details because I fucked up on the pose, and I had to go back and redo the pose.
Womp womp.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give everyone that I know is in Confab Corner 100 points regardless, just because I didn't quite get the details in as I wanted it to. But I was being
because y'all were here.
I'm very perfectionist, and when I realized that the pose was wrong, I knew I couldn't continue as is. I had to like go back and redo the pose, and that took a ton of time. I'm so sorry. So by the deuces. Yeah, so I am also confused by the deuces, but it is part of the reference I'm looking at. So I just so this is Captain Rex as a Tokyo Mew Mew magical girl. And I love this pose that I found because it's so stupidly funny. I could not help myself. So,
it's going to be glorious when you finish it.
oh man, I'm already loving the pose right now. I just have to make sure all the muscles are like, correct, because the reference I'm using is a female and not a male. So because females are more curvaceous and males are more angular, so it can be a little bit difficult if I can't see exactly how the muscles angle in the position where the reference is a female. So, yeah, Captain Rex as a Tokyo Mew Mew girl. I don't know what the hand that's up is, because in the reference there's like a weapon in that hand, but it's like I'm debating whether or not I want to keep that weapon or if I want like his pistol instead, since he is, because I think it would be funny for his pistol to be there. Yeah, so there's that. So everybody who's in Confab Corner in chat or has been in chat at some point during the stream, you're getting 100 points. Congratulations. Thank you for like participating in chat at the very least. Yeah. And being confused by the how are we supposed to figure this out if there are no details. So free points. All right, I guess I should do my outro, even though I was like super into this drawing. So let me save, because I
mean, nobody said you had to stop doing the drawing. I can't wait to see this, by the way.
I'm so excited. So yeah, thank you for joining us in stream today. I was very excited for this, as you can tell with my very philosophical meanderings with the characters involved in the show. So yeah, that was. I could still ramble about it all day long, but we're not gonna do that. If you haven't already, join the Confab Corner, where you can earn points during stream for guessing games that we do. Whoopee! We also do contests, and right now in Confab Corner there are 2 contests. One of them is a Discord exclusive. You have to be part of the Confab Corner in order to enter the contest for the giveaway. And the other one is both on Facebook and Discord. It is the Portrait of the Month contest. It is a month-long contest where you can win a chance for a portrait drawn by me. Confab Corner is where it's at. Most of my drawings go up there exclusively first before other social media see it. And I mean, like, I am quick to freaking post my new art to Confab Corner. Like, it's almost immediately when I'm done with it. Like, my slime monster that I made today, I immediately posted that to Discord. I was like, whoosh, and done, and like I moved on with my life. So definitely join Confab Corner for the exclusive first sneak peek of brand new art that drops, but also find out where I am in the wild, as well as other things that we do, like we have interactive chats, bot games, and watch parties, woo, and doodle times where I do live doodle sessions where it's kind of like this, but you can actually talk to me and like stream your own doodles, and you can just have like a friendly chat. It's fun. So Confab Corner, everyone. And then if that
just harass Mel for forgetting about dual time.
Oh my god. I was really busy all Thursday, and I came back in the early afternoon, and I'm like, okay, I have 5 hours before doodle time, and then I completely forgot about doodle time. That was wild. But yeah, that happened. But yeah. If Discord is not your thing, you can definitely find me on Facebook and Instagram at Melslog. I do post my new art there. It just takes a few more days than Discord. And I also post updates on my wild whereabouts, which, by the way, everyone, I do have an announcement, but when I'm done. And I also post updates about the streams, about what we're going to be talking about, or if there's a cancellation, etc., etc. So yeah, Facebook and Instagram, Melslog. Now the announcement. I will be attending my very first convention of 2025, February 1st through the 2nd, at the big Fresno Fairgrounds in Fresno, California. It is Anime Gaming Expo, and I'm actually so fucking excited because I have so many products debuting at that convention. So you definitely, if you're in the area and you're like, I kind of want to go to a convention, definitely go to the Anime Gaming Expo. There's a lot to see there. And I did get actual confirmation, because I'm very excited about this too. Johnny Young Bosch is going to be there, so gonna get my autograph, yeah. But so there's like TCG tournaments and all kinds of things to do at Anime Gaming Expo. So it's more than just like finding like me or other artists and like things to like buy for your friends and yourself. There's like activities and voice actors and all this other stuff, and not to mention all the cosplayers. There's also a cosplay contest. So I will definitely be there. You can come say hi, see all the new products I'm going to be dropping. I'm very, very excited about it. So, yeah. That's February 1st through the 2nd. I will have more information because I actually, surprise, surprise, I actually know where I'm going to be seated in Artist Alley. It is really unusual that I know that information this far ahead. So I will post that the week of the convention on Monday, I hope, if I don't fucking forget. And you can figure out where I'll be and how to find me. I hope to see you guys there. I love seeing people who come by and say hi. And Whit will be there, so, like, if that's your thing, you don't really want to see me, but you want to see Whitney, that's fine. She'll be there too. So, on that note, Jesse, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Panel protagonists out. Bye.
Goodbye.